The next bill voted on was one that was tabled in yesterday's session when questions of its constitutionality arose. House Bill 4182 is one of the governor's bills that would supplement, amend, increase, decrease, and add items of appropriations in the accounts of volunteer fire departments and public services accounts, among others, for the designated spending during the fiscal year 2014. Minority Leader Tim Armstead explained to his colleagues the basis of his inquiry into the bill's constitutionality.
The concern that we had yesterday, as was expressed, is under our Constitution, there is a provision, Article 6, Section 51, subsection C, in which the Constitution indicates that when we are doing any type of supplemental appropriation such as this, after the budget has been passed, that it should address one work or purpose and not several. And that was the basis of our concern, not necessarily in opposition to what the contents of this bill was, but a concern that it could call into question the validity of the passage of this supplemental, and could in fact cause concerns in terms of whether these agencies will in fact be able to get the funding that is set forth in this bill.
Afterwards, delegates voiced their support or opposition and asked questions about ways to make certain that the bill aligned with the Constitution.
And Mr. Speaker, last year there were several bills that I think were very important to the governor and to many people, and I voted red because I had Fourth Amendment concerns, and I believe those bills were unconstitutional. I believe this bill is constitutional, and I believe this is a good policy. That's why I will vote green.
I think that the policy contained within the bill, the appropriations, is needed. I think it's important to our communities, and I think that it's unfortunate that those of us who have what we consider to be grave concerns about the constitutionality of the bill could not find a way forward to address those. And quite honestly, the simple way to address it would be to split those into, 3 or 4 different departments and vote on 3 or 4 different separate supplementary appropriation bills.
Is it possible to go back and just separate these things so that the constitutional issue wouldn't even be a concern?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure where the constitutional issue comes from. Obviously, it's something that each member would have to decide themselves. And then, as the Speaker mentioned earlier, an appropriate court of jurisdiction.
On the other side, just to say, let's be safe about it and break out every supplemental appropriation one by one. I think we unnecessarily slow down this process of getting funding to agencies that certainly need them, and members of both sides of the aisle stood up in this case and supported those. But just to say, wow, just be careful, we better slow everything down. I know there are members here that continually say this legislative process moves too slow now.
Ultimately, the House concluded that there was enough confidence in the bill's constitutionality that it would not be hindered by future court rulings, as it passed 94-4.